The boy stood there struck without moving, watching the facts. He was biting his lower lip so hard that it shone with blood. The boy turned around and walked silently away. He's lost his little brother.
Have you watched the clip? His sobs touched me so deeply, and his expression held so many unexpressed feelings, as if he was holding back the tears, isn't it? Please stay for seconds to commemorate them. 3 stories that I want to share to you are so touching. It touched the deep of my heart. It tells me about loss, suffering, even sacrifice that takes life. About a young boy has to lose his little brother. About a boy that hasn't a chance to say goodbye to his family. And about sacrifice that could take your lives. Imagine someone we loved running comeback to us, but it's never happened. And this is the endless wait. World War II was not only a war of nations, but a breaking of humanity itself. It was brutally without mercy, madness without reason, and sorrow without end. Cities turned to ashes, families were torn apart, and millions lost the people they loved, often without a goodbye. When the fighting stopped, the silence was filled with grief, because the scars of the war lived on in those who survived, and in those who were never able to return. This is 3 touchful stories from the past to the present. Oscar Cleveland Hicks was born in Henrico County on May 8, 1925, where he attended the Hopeful School, and as a teenager, he worked on a family farm and as delivery driver and a mechanic for Virginia Dairy in Richmond. Immediately after his 18th birthday, Oscar Hicks joined the United States Army in 1943 and promising to marry Margaret Taylor before his deployment. He fought in the bitterly cold winter of 1944 during the Ardennes-Alsace campaign in eastern France, where he was twice reported as missing in action. He wrote to his parents that he had spent Christmas Day in Vauxhall with nothing but a frozen canteen of water. After several weeks of combat in the Alsace region, Oscar Hicks was killed in action on January 23, 1945 in Carlton House, France, near the German border, while seeking cover from aerial bombs. This was the last day of his dream. He didn't even have a chance to say goodbye to his family, or apologize for not being able to marry the girl he loved. And Jacqueline Jack Lucas was born on February 14, 1928 in Plymouth, North Carolina. On the afternoon of February 19, Lucas landed on the Japanese-held island of Iwo Jima as a rifleman with the 1st Battalion, 26th Marines, and 5th Marine Division. On Lucas' second day in combat, the Japanese grenade fell into the trench he was sharing with 3 fellow Marines. He pushed a fellow Marine out of the way. Lucas then threw himself on one grenade and pulled the other grenade underneath his body, pushing the small black cylinder as far into the black volcanic soil as he could. Seconds later, one of the grenades exploded, sending more than 250 pieces of shrapnel into Lucas and causing grievous wounds throughout his body. Lucas was thrown into the air and landed on his back, but he saved. His story reminds humanity that bravery and compassion, even in war's darkest hours, can become a powerful legacy for generations to learn from.
And in Nagasaki, Japan, October 1945, shortly after the atomic bombing of that city on August 9th, a boy about 10 years old was carrying a baby on his back. In those days in Japan, children often playing with their little brothers and sisters on their backs. But this boy was clearly different. He was wearing no shoes and calm for a serious reason. His face was hard. The little head was tipped back as if the baby were fast asleep. The man in white mask walked over to him and quietly began to take off the rope that was holding the baby. That is the moment showed that the baby was already dead. The man had the body by the hands and feet and placed it on the fire. The boy stood there struck without moving, watching the flames. He was biting his lower lip so hard that it shone with blood. The boy turned around and walked silently away. He's lost his little brother, and the identity of the boy is remained unknown today.
These are three touchful World War II stories. The Nagasaki boy has to witness his little brother's future is no longer exist, and his life is between being and not being. The American soldiers have to sacrifice their life for humanity, even he put aside his love life for this world. When the war finally ended, the world stood not in victory, but in mourning. The cause was written in empty homes, unmarked graves, and memories too painful to forget. World War II left behind a lesson carved in laws, that peace is fragile, hatred is deadly, and the lives taken can never be replaced. What remains is our responsibility to remember, so that such madness is never allowed to rise again. Do you enjoy the stories? Please subscribe, like, comment, and share for more touching stories. Your single click is so meaningful for me and encourage me to give better videos and stories.